Uh, uh,
Are we on?
yeah.
Yeah, we live.
Hey, let's go. Nah, go.
Yes,
Take it away, Lucas.
All right.
What do you think about the Killer Mac video? What do you think
Hold
about
on.
it?
Sorry about the cutting off of the stream. Because
So the stream just
Yeah,
cut
the
off
stream
because
just
we
cut
still
off.
baby YouTube. We still the baby
Exactly.
YouTube
So
currently.
sorry
You
about
know.
that, but we're gonna get back into it and whatever.
Mm.
YouTube, I tell you. All right. We were watching Killer Mike and on the Joe Rogan thing about slavery and racism and the Bible,
The Bible.
and Genghis Khan, and who made what and all that stuff. So we're gonna go from there. Go on, Angelo. Go on.
Yeah, like I was saying, like the only issue I have with that is the part where it kind of numbs people's minds. People stop thinking for themselves. They just seem to, like in Africa, yeah, it's sad when you see how like dudes just congregate to pray to God with some pastor. They give them all their money, their kids are starving and stuff. And it distracts them from like making certain decisions, like politically and financially and even religiously. For example, when we're spending that religious energy towards actual legit spiritual worshiping to God, they could actually do that, but they spend it like worshiping a pastor. They call their pastors with like weird names. They worship the floor where their pastor walks on. The pastor claims to do miracles like bring the dead, like bring back people from the dead. Like bring back people from the dead? Are you serious, bro? Bring back people from the dead? Are you taking a piss? Huh? Who are you, people from the dead? Why aren't you working at the hospital of the world? Bring back people that are legit. Bring Martin Luther King. Bring Martin Luther King. We need people like that back. And then Dudley brings back, starts eating rice at the funeral too. What you talking about, bro? They just play games with people. They play games with people in Africa.
But isn't that the same thing with like with how the government also like use that very same mind
control? It's propaganda.
Like with Australians,
that's what Killer Mike was saying. That's what Killer Mike was saying.
As well.
Propaganda, yeah.
So I think like from what you said there, I don't think we should just be bashing Africans. I think we should bash the humans overall, humanity.
Yeah,
some people pick the battles well, like the Indians. Have you seen how the Indians and how faithful they worship?
It's like it's called the religious zealots. If you like a zealot, like if you like you are too much into like a religion where like it becomes irrational, you no longer think straight. It doesn't only apply to Christianity. Any religion can fall short to it, like Islam falls short to it, Hinduism falls short to it, and then the many other religions that think they believe
and politics
in the true God. And politics too, 100%.
It all fused in.
It's a propaganda. That's what they use. That's what they use. And I'm gonna end it by saying this. There's a quote that I read. I don't know who wrote it again. That says that if you don't do propaganda on your own people, someone else is gonna do it for you. That's including your kids. If you don't teach your kids the right things in a way that it sinks in, someone else is gonna do it for you. That's what the propaganda is right there.
So I think you shouldn't. Well, I get what you're saying, but I think you shouldn't say if you don't use propaganda on your kids.
Yeah,
because my brain use propaganda on your kids.
My brain was trying to process
I
that
think,
one though.
Yeah,
I was like
I hear what you're saying though. I hear what you're saying. I
heard him saying, but it was a comment that I heard it from, but it was a joke that he was saying that was like, oh, that's hilarious. I get what he's saying though. Like it's because if you do the propaganda, someone else is gonna do it.
Someone else is gonna do it for sure.
In a world,
but you see it already, though, right?
They're gonna come with rainbows and lollipops. They're gonna be with rainbows and lollipops together and shit done.
But you see it already though. Like nowadays, you have parents that can't raise the kids. Like they, basically, the parents are busy working, like they don't really have time to really even interact with the kids. When they interact with the kids, it's only on how was school, like and then they give them the iPhones, like they have the iPads. Okay, go. And then those kids, when they grow up, like they find themselves on social media and stuff, like they're on TikTok. And then what do they do on TikTok? They get taught by those propagandist guys, like they get influenced by those people out there. And then when they come back to their house, like the parents get surprised, like, wait, where'd you learn that from? And stuff like that. I think the best thing that we should be doing is just raise our kids. We need to raise our kids and inform our kids and teach our kids right. And if you actually in your kids' life, in a more healthy way, in a more like if you're present, because you don't necessarily need 200 hours to be like to really raise your kids or teach your kids right. If you're just present and teach your kids right, like your kids can go out there and can hear all those propaganda. You will not face them, or they won't change.
What I'm trying to say,
like they can hear the things, but because there's like the real information, like the right information in their heart, because your heart, when you build your heart and your heart is in a good place, sometimes sometimes you can get influenced negatively, but like it's like building a house on a solid platform rather than building your house on the sand, like at the beach or in the desert or something like that. Like your house won't be stable. But if you build your house on a solid platform or surface, it's really hard to crumble. Like your house won't fall off. That's how you build your children. That you instill something strong in their heart, so that when they go out, when they're on TikTok or when they go out there, like the propaganda stuff, won't really phase them that much. Like they can hear it, or sometimes they can even learn from them. From that, they're like, oh, this is how things go out here. But anyway, something like that.
Yeah. No,
All right. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And it becomes dangerous too when people start acting upon some of other stuff and start like hating other people. It also becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
It becomes dangerous.
We watched the Lumumba video like 2 weeks ago. The whole thing, nothing happened.
Oh, you were still thinking about it. You were still thinking about it.
That's what I'm saying, Lucas.
No, do you know why? No, do you know why? I don't think about it too much. Do you know how much content we lost? 50 minutes.
God damn it.
Freaking Joe Rogan, man. 50 minutes.
It's okay. Look. We learn from the mistakes. Although this small stuff that we are doing right here.
Don't touch the big guys.
Do you know, like, what do you think I stopped doing, like, dances, with like big music and stuff? I stopped doing all the dances. That's the reason why.
Can't do anything.
I just cut them all off.
Damn. 50 minutes, bro. And it was good.
It was good stuff too. But anyway. Hey.
Anyway, I mean, we got one more video, but I don't know.
Self-idle thoughts. I've locked off.
Come on, man.
What's the fun video about? How long is it?
It's 14 minutes. It's too long.
40 minutes.
14. 14.
Oh, 14.
14.
Oh, what's it about? It's not too bad.
It's I don't know if we're gonna get copyrighted again or not.
Oh yeah.
So
it's Glenn Beck. It's not.
So who's it back? Who's it by?
It's Glenn Beck. It's not Joe Rogan.
Does
he have bigger following? Like
no, he just have
YouTube?
1 million subscribers.
Brother, you forget about it.
Come on, man. 1 minute is a lot.
Won't risk it.
You don't want to risk it?
No.
Bro, if you play the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes, let's talk about the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes.
But if it does again, I'm looking off. I'm
Come on, man. Just
off.
slow down. Just it's about because I watched the video before, so it's about what's going on in France.
Oh yeah, the burning in France. Yes, France.
So it's not just the burning. It's what they going on about is this. There's a part of France where it's all nice and pretty with French people, but there's a side of France
that's burning
that we never see. Yeah, for sure.
We never see.
We know about it.
Apparently, this is what they saying on the video that apparently is full of where are the people from? I don't remember where they're from.
Lots of migrants.
But there was a lot of migration. However, the problem is, this is what they're saying, that the problem is once you go to that side, it doesn't look like France anymore, because everyone brought their own culture to that place and then transformed that part of the city into their own country. So it's like you're in a different country within the same country.
True.
And then they start arguing about, oh, well, true Americans are the people who left their countries and went to America and then became American. And then instead of the people who leave their country and go to America and then try to set their own country in America. That's what the argument is about. Because France, and they argued also that France has a failed immigration policies and everything. So the argument is, when you move to another country, is it okay to bring your culture? And should you try to make the country that you left turn into like the country that you went to? Should you try to bring the country that you left into that country? Or should you bring your culture, but also try to adapt to that country culture and standards and become part of that country's community, instead of being with your own community and try to bring the country that you left for a reason into the country that you went to? That, does that make sense? That's what the video is about.
No, it does make sense. It does make sense.
Do you know who are the masters of doing that and people don't talk about them? Chinese.
What do you mean?
Every big countries that you go to, like big cities.
This guy puts on a balaclava. Puts on a balaclava. Talk about China. So you got a balaclava. Talk about China.
This video gonna get copyrighted again.
What's talking about right now?
No, listen. I love China, bro.
That's what Uncle Roger said too.
I'll edit that. I love China. Okay, let's keep going.
That's what Uncle Roger said too. You got canceled.
That though. But you see that canceled. Though, like it's the truth though. Like every big city, like every big famous city that you go to, there is a Chinatown. And when you go to those places, there's Chinese people that can't even speak the language of that particular area or that particular city or that particular country. You see, they can just speak a little bit of it, like I've experienced it, I've seen it, There's in America, there's Little Italy, like the Little Italian, like the Italians that went to America, they also brought the culture up there. Like you see it already happens. It's most of the people that do these type of things, it's like the people that are way too proud of their culture. Not only way too proud of their culture, but they are a little bit, caught up in the little, bubble, not trying to adapt and learn.
But let's make a distinct difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between bringing your culture where you're going, and that there's a difference between trying to make the country where you're going to live into the country that you were living.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the distinction that we're trying to make. So what are your thoughts on that? It's okay to bring your culture with you.
Yeah.
You adding on to it, right?
We've done it before. Like this is how the world was created.
How about when you try, because you live in a country for a reason and you're going to another place for a reason. And then you arrive at that country and then you make the country into what you left.
I'll tell you for me personally for me, without looking outside. Personally, I think, like if I had to move to a country, that's not, where I'm not natively from, obviously, it would be good to have some sort of information of where I come from. Obviously, I'll bring
of course
part of my culture to,
of course,
to the country and contribute to the country with my culture, right? Yeah. However, I'm not gonna go out there and trying to change the system with my culture, but you see it, or like we see with other people, right? Yeah. That already is it's I don't like to use this word, but I think it's a peasant type of way, peasant type of thinking.
What?
Peasantry, peasant.
Peasant.
Yeah, like
Okay.
peasant, like a peasantry type of thinking. Like when you're thinking that, hey, I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna try and change that place to cater to me. Like that's entitlement right there. Like you're not entitled to go out there and try to, get people to cater to your needs. To be you. Like you need to go out there and try and contribute. But obviously bring your culture with you. Don't leave it out. Bring it with you. Adapt, change. If you need to speak two languages, speak two languages. How many languages we speak? We speak more than 3, 4, 5 languages, like it's something that you adapt. And when you do that, you actually grow as a person, you actually evolve and learn to interact with people rather than when you just go to a country and all you want to do is just, but also it comes with, I think it all comes with, it has to do with the government as well, in that particular country to help the people that have moved in from different countries, settle in well. Like if they don't settle in well, they don't have all the necessities or the things that they need to actually adapt into the communities. It will make it hard for them to actually adapt. So that's why you find people, just want to, just stay with each other, and create this clique, this group, and so they end up getting carried away with the group, and so it creates this group think, in a country where they're like, what, let's just grow, and then it keeps growing, and then people that are moving from different countries, they're like, oh, there's that everywhere, like the Brazilian just live, or let's go and live there, and then they all go live there as a pride type of thing. Like, I'm proud of my country, I'm gonna go out there and live there because Brazilians live there, and I love to live there. It's all good. But really, not knowing that it's not all good, because you're actually just following an idea that someone started because they're not settled well, like they're lacking stuff to actually adapt. My thoughts.
Angela?
I think it's detrimental. Obviously from the results from France, we can see the results of it when people don't want to integrate to a place they are moving to. And I think one of the important thing is it like affects the educational standards of a family, like because most cultural people tend not to vibe with the whole Western thing of education or ideology or history or any of those things or science.
Sound is basically a royalty-free sound,
and they tend to not compete as much, like unless they what's the putting it, unless they're like open-minded in the home, and like they try to open their mind to what's actually happening out there, then it's almost like a sentence to like failure. And most of them, when they do that, they're escaping an oppressed place where they're going to France possibly as immigrant there to find a better life, only for them to start repeating the same process again over there. And it's just exploding now. Like I even saw a video where like there's literally like roads on one side of France or some city in France, and on the other side there's like people eating at a restaurant, like with like silverware with like glass on the table and stuff, all chill and stuff. I was like, damn,
it's crazy
like
out there.
Yes, it's like that apparently. It's almost like a form of classism, and so some people are refusing to integrate. I don't know if it's them refusing to integrate or if it's systematic, because it could be systematic too. Like we keep people out of borders, like they come here, but we keep them in some little place so that they shouldn't come to like the main cities or the cool places that we have. It could be that. So let me not speak out of my ass. So it could be that as well. But there's been propaganda on us to convince us that it's poor people's fault.
I think I can share just the audio without the video. Let me know if you hear this.
Go to France. Teddy Roosevelt said, "There is no room in this country for high."
Can you hear?
If you can hear, but if it's too long, it's gonna be awkward. Just us listening to it. Just
Well, but at least we've
spoken about it. We've talked about it. It's all.
But maybe next time we can do sound instead of video, so we don't get copyrighted.
Yeah. Yeah, for
But,
sure.
yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I guess that's it.
What do you think yourself?
I mean, like, in a way, it can also be a form of colonization, right?
All that, yes. While
Yeah,
you're
it
all
is.
there.
It
Yeah.
is.
Because
For example, you live in a country that's somewhat
Well, the British
oppressive.
did it.
Yeah,
Australia, look
yeah,
at
yeah.
Australia, America.
Oppressive, right? And then, okay, I gotta get out of here. Then you get out of there, and then you go to another country, and the country open its arms as it does for you. Come, because you're being oppressed there. Here you have some freedom. Cool.
Mm,
And then you get there, and I know it's hard to integrate at first. So what you tend to do is to stick with your community, speak your own language, eat the same thing, talk the same, it's think the same way. It's your community, it's your culture, it's the people that you're used to live with, right? But then you get complacent, you
You get
get
carried away.
comfortable, you get comfortable. So, you don't need to go out of your way to learn the language, to learn the culture, to learn the laws, to learn how things work. Why? Because you within your own community, and you have the basic needs that you have are met while you're in your community.
Yeah.
And then, as time passes, you start to grow more. What's the right word here? You start to think that it's okay to transform that place that welcomed you into what you left, but better, because there was oppression. Here has freedom, so I can have what I had there without the oppression here, and I can seclude myself and separate myself from them, even though they welcomed and opened their arms to us.
I got you, sir.
I mean, so in
It is
that
it
way,
is
in
a form
that
of
thinking, it can be
colonization
a
for
way
sure.
of colonization, because
It's a
then
form of
you can
colonization for
spread.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a different side to the
And
coin.
when we say colonization, there's worse ways of colonization too.
But also there's a different side of the coin, because you can go to another country and also be oppressed because of your culture.
Yeah.
Because your culture is
Yeah,
part of
true.
you, and then people gonna look you in a funny way, and then they're gonna bully you, and then it
Yeah,
can
so
get
that's what I
physical.
said.
So that's both
It
sides
all
of the
starts with
coin.
the government. Like the
Yeah.
government that's up there. Like to
Yeah.
to make it all to create an environment. To welcome those people, to make it easy for them to integrate.
Yeah, you have to go slowly and let people get used to each other differences.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it goes both ways. Because this idea that you move to another country and people don't like your culture, they don't like your food, they bully you, you get threatened and all that stuff, physically, mentally, spiritually, and all of that can also create that sense of seclusion. Like, you tend to move towards your people, because the people from that country are also oppressive, just the same as the country that you left. So there's two sides of the coin. So we need balance. You need to have your own culture, but you also need to learn how to integrate and bring both.
I agree with that.
Two has to meet together. So
I agree
that's
with
some
This is nice, like I think I'd be curious to hear your thoughts as well about like with the situation in Australia, with the with how the the Europeans came out here, and obviously took over, and then the Aboriginal sort of the native Australians sort of retracted, and then later on, like the whites wanted to get the Aboriginals to integrate into their culture when these guys already had a culture. And that's another story right there.
Another story, because
another thing going on over
yeah,
there.
it's not
like
it's
big
not
and
you
huge. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not you leaving a
but
country
at the same time,
that things are not good to go to
Yeah.
another one. It's you going,
you're going out there and
I'm
trying to get
bored.
them
Let's
to
discover some land.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, now in like with the policies today, like there's new policies where Australia, all Australia as like whites, the Europeans, are trying to integrate now into the Aboriginal community and understanding more of the Aboriginals and trying to work with them and trying to and facilitate and create that environment where like they can feel heard, like they can feel that, hey, we respect you, we respect your area, your land and stuff like that, and now that's happening. But before it was the other way around, like it's crazy.
You can't invade a country where there's people already there, and then you push them away, you'll kill them, and
and then
you go like, look,
you need to
we're
join
building
us,
we're building a government here. You guys should come and join us. It's like, brother, you taking over, you conquering. I'm not gonna join you.
And then you blame the Aboriginals. Oh, these guys don't they're not good at following the laws. They're not good at doing this. They're not good at drinking alcohol. They're not good at smoking and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you have no idea what these guys went through. And you can't. It has to start with a holistic approach. In terms of try to understand them, understand the core roots of the whole issue, and try to let's start from there, rather than trying to get them to get into your area and not even understand the guys why they do bad things or they don't want to integrate with us. And then now we're trying to integrate, and now they're pushing, and now it's becoming a little bit, I don't want to say annoying, but it's becoming a little bit like it's like guilt, getting every single person out. Like, you're Aboriginal or you're not Aboriginal, you're gonna have to get in there and integrate with them and understand what the Aboriginals do. I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand. We can do that.
They've suffered enough.
But this is, let's not use them to try and get whatever we need to get. In terms of the society and the government. Because how are they feeling, man?
What you saying?
I'm saying leave them alone. Leave the Aboriginals alone.
Yeah, they've gone through a lot, man.
A lot of respect for them. Then leave them alone.
Let's go. They've been through a lot, and much love and much respect. Look, much love, much respect to all the good people out there, all the decent people out there in the world. Much love and much respect to you. We need you. We love you.
It's just striking the right balance between integration and who the person is for who they are, because you can't take everything away from them.
Yeah, but no, France is burning. France is burning down.
All right, I think that's the video for today. I'm pissed off at YouTube because they took out 50 minutes of 50 minutes, brother.
Overloads, huh?
That's a lot of. The thing was good.
Don't think about it too much.
No,
it's gonna be okay.
I gotta go to YouTube headquarters and slap somebody.
Do what?
I think I'm gonna see if I can cut some stuff out of the video and see if they'll allow it. I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching, and
thank you.
This has been us.
We'll see you next
the
time.
B.R.A. Stay well, stay blessed.
Hopefully,
much love.
Hopefully, by the end of the year, we will be doing this much better.
Absolutely. 100%.
Absolutely. There's a lot
right.
of room for improvement. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the B.R.A. podcast. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.